The power of positive thinking. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an old lady. She was very old, with silver hair and face full of rings. But her eyes, they were bright and full of kindness. Everyone in the village loved her because she was always happy even when life was hard. She lived alone in a little house near the big banyan tree. She had no children and her husband has passed away many years ago, but still she never complained. She would sit under the tree, talk to people, and always smile. In that village, people worked hard. Some were farmers, some were carpenters, and others worked in a small market. Sometimes the train didn't come and the crops dried up. Sometimes people fell ill and couldn't go to work. Life was not easy, and many villagers were often sad or worried. One day, a young woman named Amsa came to her. Amsa was crying, her face was full of worry. She said, I don't know what to do. My husband has gone to the city to find work, but he has not sent any money. My children are hungry, and I am scared. The old lady looked at Amsa and smiled softly. Sit down, my child, she said. Tell me, what do you think will happen? Amsa wiped her tears and said, I don't know. I feel like bad things will happen. What if my husband cannot find work? What if he forgets about us? The old lady shook her head gently. Amsa, when we think bad thoughts, we feel worse. But if we think good thoughts, we feel better. And sometimes good things happen. Amsa asked, but how can I think good thoughts when everything is so bad? She smiled again and said, let me tell you a story. Amsa looked at her curious. Once there was a poor man who had nothing. He had no food, no money, no family. She sat by the river crying. An old woman came to him and asked, why are you crying? The man said, I have nothing. How can I be happy? The old woman smiled and said, you have the river, you have the trees, you have the sun. Look around you. There's beauty and life everywhere. If you think about what you don't have, you will always be sad. But if you think about what you do have, you will find peace. The man listened and slowly he stopped crying. He began to see the good things around him, and from that day his life began to change. The old lady looked at Amsa and said, you see, my dear, the man's life didn't change because of magic. It changed because he changed his thinking. When we think positive, our heart feels lighter and we can face problems better. Amsa thought about the story and said, will my thinking really change my life? She smiled gently and said, yes, if you wake up every morning and tell yourself, today will be a good day, you will find the strength to work, to care your children, and to wait for your husband with hope. But if you only think about what might go wrong, you will feel sad and weak. Amsa nodded slowly. I understand. I will try to think good thoughts from now. That's the first step, my child, she said. Amsa left the old lady's house with a lighter heart. Every day she remembered her words. She woke up and said to herself, today will be a good day. She worked hard to care for her children and prayed for her husband's return. After a few weeks, Amsa received a letter from her husband. He had found a job in the city and sending money back home. Amsa was overjoyed. She ran to the old lady's house to share the news. The old lady smiled and nodded. You see, my dear, when we think positive, invite good things into our life, problem will come always. But if we face them with a hopeful heart, we can overcome them. Soon other villagers began to hear about the old lady's wise words. Many people came to her and shared their problems. The old lady gave the same advice. Think good thoughts and good will come. The villagers loved her evermore because her words had changed their lives. She had taught them the power of positive thinking. The greatest power that elevates human life is thoughts. A person's life is shaped according to how he thinks. Good thoughts create a good life. We often tend to think about what we have not received rather than what we have already received. The reason for this is that we keep thinking negativity throughout our lives, which make us feel unsatisfied. Therefore, only by planting positive thoughts will the result of our life become positive. And positive thinking also helps in maintaining good health. Anger, fear, and worry affect the body negatively. But positive thoughts like hope, happiness, and gratitude reduce stress and make life happier. So we must value what we already have. God doesn't leave anyone without giving something because God is universal and belongs to everyone. He is like our Father. Even though we experience life according to our karma, there is always some support guiding us. So we should focus on our strengths. We should not waste life by thinking, I don't have this skill or I have this weakness. Instead, we should value what we have and use it to move forward in life. This is the lesson we learned from this story. So, friends, we should develop positive thoughts from now on. As the saying goes, as your thoughts are, so is your life. We can make our life positive.